Our father took the winery over from our grandfather in 1982, and till this time, till 1982, it was really just a tiny estate with 1.5 hectare of wines. Now he was a teacher for math and sports, and by learning by doing, he went a winemaker. And normally his plan was, after finishing his studies, his plan was to be a half-time winemaker beside his normal profession as a teacher. But he, after a very short time, he found out that you need 100% of your energy to run the winery properly, how he wanted to go for it. My father, he was always the man who was looking for new things to do, for new chances, for new
opportunities,
yeah. And he one year he went to South Africa for a wine trip. This was in 1996, and he really instantly felt in love with the country and the landscape, and as well as with the wines. And we ended up in having a joint venture in South Africa, and the first wine we produced together with Neil Ellis, a South African winemaker, and Stellenbosch, was in 1997 already. And it is called Swalu. That is an African dialect that means new beginning. Since the end of the apartheid, it was not only political freeness, it was also freedom of all that has to do with wine. So it was possible now to import wine from South Africa. It was possible easily to go there, and it was for the South African winemakers there. It was interesting to put knowledges together with the winemakers from Europe, and to get knowledge how techniques developed and stuff like that. In Portugal, we have our own property. That is a small quinta of 8 hectares, and we share this together with 2 other German winemakers, with the estate Georg Breuer and estate Köhler-Ruprecht, so Bernd Philippi. And those 2 men and my father have always been very good friends. And when they were having a glass of wine in the evening, perhaps 2, 3, 4, 5, they were just making fun about having a winery when they are old in the south, and just doing some hobby winemaking. Then the 2 other winemakers, they had the chance to buy a quinta in Portugal, and they took this chance before being in retreat and asked my father to share them for this very interesting winery in Portugal. Very multicultural winemakers, even in Germany. My husband, he is Markus Klump from the estate Klump in Baden, and we are married since this year. We have a half-year-old daughter, but we know each other for a long time, for 8 years now, 10 years. We know each other, and we learned each other knowing by studies. We were in the same studies in Geisenheim. I think it's the same as in every family business. You have the advantage that it's your family, and you can say right out everything into the face of the other because it's family, and it's not like you have a boss. It's a really family business, and you have this family feeling by working. I think because of that, it's most of the time it's a bit easier than in a normal company. Because you can say what you think. We both had made an apprenticeship before starting the study, so very practical work of how to be a winemaker. And we both had afterwards studies in Geisenheim for wine growing and enology.
It's my father always says when he has one wish, he wished he were beginning of his 20s and a winemaker. So during his time, it wasn't usual to go anywhere else. The family or my grandfather wouldn't have the time or the money to send his son away. But today it's normal, and I think it's important to see something else. When you see the job, it's fantastic because you have you're not sitting always in the office. We have the work outside in the nature, we have the work in the cellar, we have the work with the customers, and I think one important thing is that we sell the product we produce.
But wine is just fun. Wine gives you a lot of life quality. Wine is something you need in all in all times of your life. There are so many varieties of you can make wine of, and every variety has its special character, and you will find for everybody in the world you will find a wine that he likes. Yeah, I really can't imagine that there is somebody who says I couldn't find a wine that I like, because there are so many different ones. And especially with Spätburgunder, what we are producing mainly, you have so many facets, so many different wine styles. You can have a very light wine that you can drink a bit chilled in the summer with very smooth tannins. You can have a barrique wine that you need to age for a lot of time so that it gets smooth. So that is what I find so fantastic. It's harvest.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's definitely harvest, because you get in what you were working for all the complete year. You really get all the year you try to do your best. You never know how weather will develop, if it's hot or cold or rainy or not. You have to find out, need to have good work in the vineyard. And the most exciting thing is really harvest, when you get in the grapes and when you smell the first fermentation in the cellar, and when you have the first the first cuve that is in fermentation and gives a special smell, and when the grapes come in and you work the grapes, when you destem, you have this also in a very special smell of the crushed must thing what you have there. And
so when the first crush is going
Yeah.
down, it's like, it's harvest.
Yeah. So this is exciting, and means a lot of stress as well, but gives you this very exciting feeling.
Okay.